I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along. Right now, I am still in the book of Numbers. This will be chapter 20, but before I continue, I just want to mention I am in the basement, as you might notice, and I've got a washer and dryer running in the background, so sorry for the ambiance here, but it's best I can do today. So, Numbers chapter 20. Miriam dies. Moses smites rock at Meribah and brings forth water. Edom refuses to let Israel pass peacefully through their land. Aaron dies, and Eleazar becomes high priest. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month. And the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there and was buried there. And there was no water for the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And the people chode with Moses, and spake, saying, Would God that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord. And why have ye brought up the congregation of the Lord into the wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? And wherefore have ye made us to come up out of Egypt, to bring us in unto this evil place? It is no place of seed, or of figs, or of vines, or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. Now, I do find Miriam's death is just kind of mentioned and then swept right past it. We don't know how old she was when she died. We don't know how old she was when she was born, but it doesn't tell us what year she was born in. She was, from what I can tell, the eldest of the three. She was older than Aaron and Moses. And she dies several years before either of them. But Moses and Aaron both die in the same year. Aaron being 123 and Moses being 120. So we can assume that Miriam died, it was probably over 100 years old. But we get back to Israel murmuring and wanting to go back to Egypt and complaining that they're not getting what they were promised and all that. So once again, Moses and Aaron have to go and mediate with the Lord. So, verse 7. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the rod, and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and the beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord, as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. This is an important point here. Remember, God told him to ask the rock for water. He said, Speak peaceably to it, and it will give you water. And so Moses gathers all the people together, and just in sheer frustration, says, like, You want water? Here you go. Whack. Water comes out. Note, God still honored Moses' actions. Moses called for water. God gave it to him. God will support his prophets. It doesn't matter. Because God knows his prophets are going to do what is right, even if they misstep a little bit now and then, like Moses. And we will find out Moses did take some chastisement because he did not do what God told him to do. But because he was the prophet, God was not going to let his words fall, as it says later, not let his words fall to the ground. God honored everything that Moses did. Because that's what God does with his prophets. Verse 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, Because ye believe me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was sanctified in them. So Meribah means strife or contention. And you'll note right here, God is saying, because you didn't do what I told you to, because you hit the rock instead of asking it, I am not going to let you guys go into the promised land anymore. Verse 14, And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, Thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time. And the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers, and when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields, or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people, and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. Now remember, Edom is the nation descended from Esau, Jacob's brother, or Israel's brother. So these are the cousins of Israel. And they say they want to go on the King's Highway was a major trade route. And so they say we're going to follow the King's Highway. This is a well-established traveling road. People use it all the time, and it cut through the middle of Edom. Now, most people using this would have been caravans, would have been a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. Israel's coming through with at least 500,000, and Edom is saying, no, we don't want you. And so the children of Israel turn away. Verse 22, And the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh, and came unto Mount Hor. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto thee, given unto the children of Israel, because ye rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up unto Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there. And Moses did as the Lord commanded, and they went up into Mount Hor in the sight of all the congregation. And Moses stripped Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aaron died there in the top of the mount. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount, and when all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned for Aaron 30 days, even all the house of Israel. So, I like this. God saying, no, you can't go in. We got to pass on. We got to ordain Eleazar to be priest before Aaron dies. We got to have the proper ceremony. But only Moses, Aaron, and Eleazar go up into the mountain and do the ordination of Eleazar. Aaron stays there and dies. Now, there are other people in the scriptures that we know actually were translated, but it states they disappeared in the mountain and nobody knows where they were. Aaron, something similar happened to him. We know Moses was translated, and we'll read about that at the end of the book of Deuteronomy, but I have to wonder, did Aaron really die, or was he also translated? Most likely he died, but there is that inkling in my mind that says maybe he was translated. Anyways, we will leave it there, and we will see you in the next one.